Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam UiTM di hatiku. My name is Amirul Hakim bin Mahmud. My ID student is 2018298358. I come from Sport Management SR241. So we are going to proceed to my research project with the code SRU655. My research title is Changing in Lifestyle Related Behavior Among Sports Students in UiTM Seremban 3 during COVID-19 pandemic. So we have to proceed to the background of the study. COVID-19 pandemic is an infection disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. This pandemic is an ongoing to 2019, which was first identified in Wuhan, China in December 2019 and is often referred to as coronavirus pandemic SARS-CoV-19 by Davis 2020. For the physical activities can be defined as any movement of the body that require energy expenditure. This include any motion you do through the day, excluding sitting still or lying down. For example, walking to class, taking the stairs, mowing the lawn, and even cleaning your house can be considered physical activities. Exercise is a type of physical activities, but not every physical activities is exercise. Exercise is a planned, structured and repetitive activity for the purpose of improving or maintain physical fitness. And the third one is lifestyle. It's the way person life, including the style, attitude and positions. The last one is the human behavior. Human behavior is the potential and expressed capacity for physical, mental and social activity during the phase of human life by Richard and Blerner 2019. So we are proceed to the statement of problem. They have two statement of problem. The first one is the impact of COVID-19 on physical activities. The killing pandemic COVID-19 affect everyday human life and even affected UiTM Seremban 3 sports students. COVID-19 cases in Malaysia are getting more seriously day by day. The number of cases recorded also saw a burden increase. This has had a negative impact to all parties. Among those affected are sport organizations, especially students or athletes who are training or studying on campus respectively. The second one is the change in lifestyle related behavior during COVID-19 pandemic. By changing the normal lifestyle means that reducing physical activity will eventually deter the health status of one, make them prone to injuries and illness since their body will not active. Movement control, the MCO, implemented by the Malaysian government, has restricted any physical activities outside the home. This is fear to have a detrimental on Malaysia in the future due to COVID-19 pandemic. Movement restriction are pandemic. This was spreading across the country. Due to this, present study will be conducted to the change which might occur to the lifestyle related behavior among sports students in UiTM Seremban 3 during COVID-19 pandemic. So the next slide is about the significance of study. This study able to shed light on the fact the further action can be planned out by others to ensure normal living condition able to achieve, and this study is able to gain knowledge on the importance of having a good lifestyle for human during pandemic COVID-19. So for the next slides is about the literature review. For the introduction, as we know, the first World Health Organization in January 2020 announced that COVID-19, a silent and invisible killer virus, WHO 2020, the silent enemy, also called the new coronavirus or COVID-19, had a remarkable change in the expectation and routine of every human. The aim of this section to give information about the research conducted about the change in lifestyle related behavior during COVID-19 among sports students in UiTM Seremban 3. So there are 5 components lifestyle change due to COVID-19 pandemic that are selected, which are lifestyle, eating habit, physical activities, sleep behavior, and health level. So for the research framework, my IV is change component that we have 5. The first one is lifestyle, eating habit, physical activities, sleep behavior, and health level. And for the dependent variable DV is pandemic COVID-19. So for the next slide is about the research design. I use 3 research design. The first one is descriptive study. The second one is inferential, and the third one is a questionnaire. For the descriptive study, method that describe the characteristic of the population or phenomenon study. The methodology focus more on the what of the research subject than the why of the research subject. For the inferential, the inferential use a measurement from the sample of subject in the experiment to compare the treatment groups and make generalization about the larger population of subject. It also aims to find out whether there is either that there are different significance or there are not different significance. And for the last one is the questionnaire. A questionnaire is a research instrument consisting of a series of questions for the purpose of gathering information from the respondents. So the questionnaire can be true of as a kind of a written interview. So for the next slide is about the sample size. The population of diploma and degree student of faculty sport science and education in UiTM Seremban is 900 students, and I simple the total of the student, and the total going to the 324 respondent. The target population for this research is faculty of sports science and education student in UiTM Seremban 3. So we continue the sample size detail for my research. I use a sports science and education student in UiTM Seremban 3. The total of students who involved is 324 respondents. As the population not more than 1,000 people, the sample size are 2,278 respondents, and added to 20% dropout rate, the final sample need to be taken 324 respondents, SKC and Morgan 1970. So the next slide is also about the sample size. Number one, the respondent is from the student in UiTM Seremban 3, which is from the Faculty of Sports Recreation. The total number of student FSR in UiTM Seremban 3 is 900 students. So the sample size of respondent is 269 plus 20%, which is the 55 student. The total we get 324. So the last one I use the combinations sampling. The next slide is about the instrumentation. I use a set of printed or written question with a choice of answer divided for a survey of statistical study. For questionnaire, section A is about the demographic of the respondents, such as name, age, gender, and socio-economic status, height, and weight. Section B is the measurement of the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on lifestyle and related behavior. Consists of 24 questions. The three components which are eating habits, daily activities, and sleep patterns. Section C is the reason for lifestyle change during COVID-19 pandemic. Consists of 6 questions for the section C. Respondent can mark more than one option that provide the other reasons. The result after the data collection, factor analysis was performed in order to establish the underlying factor. Cornsbach alpha coefficient was calculated to measure to test the reliability of skill. This slide is about the data collection procedure. The first one is the ethical approval from Faculty of Sport and Recreation FSR. Number 2 is ask permission to do the research from sport student in UiTM Seremban 3. The third one is explain to the respondent. Number 4 is the distribute the questionnaire to the sport student in UiTM Seremban 3. The last one is collect and analyze the result of questionnaire. Next is about the data analysis. As we can see, the first research objective is to determine the change which might occur during COVID-19 pandemic among sport students in UiTM Seremban 3. The data analysis I have used the descriptive statistics. The second research objective is to identify the change of lifestyle change during COVID-19 pandemic among sport students in UiTM Seremban 3. The data analysis, I use the descriptive statistics. So for this slide is about the result of my research. As we can see, based on the table, the overall mean score for change of lifestyle related behavior before COVID-19 pandemic and during COVID-19 pandemic, which is the highest mean for pre-COVID-19 pandemic was before COVID-19 pandemic. How often did you have one or more serving of pulse, egg or meat in a day? The M is 2.30, the SD is 1.008, and the lowest mean for the pre-COVID-19 is the before COVID-19 pandemic. Did you drink alcohol, which is the M is 1.03 and the SD is the 182. So for the next slide is about the result during the COVID-19 pandemic. As we can see, the highest mean for during COVID-19 pandemic is the question for the how would you rate your quality of sleep, which the M is 2.98, the SD is the 1.092, and the lowest mean for the during COVID-19 pandemic question is for do you drink the alcohol, which is the M is 1.06 and the SD is 310. So we continue to the next slide, which is the discussion. The highest mean for pre-COVID-19 pandemic was before COVID-19 pandemic. How often did you have one or more serving of pulse, egg or meat in a day? Which is the M is 2.30 and the SD is 1.008. The lowest mean is before COVID-19 pandemic is did you drink the alcohol, which is the M is 1.03 and the SD is 182. For the third one is there are not significant between change in lifestyle related behavior among sports students in UiTM Seremban 3 during COVID-19 pandemic. So for the next slide is about the future research recommendations. For the first one is the first recommendation for the future researchers should also review the questionnaire, as lengthy questionnaire may influence the accuracy of response provided by the participants. The second one is beside the sample size of respondents is too small for the whole populations. Try to do a research in specific area or industry. So with that, the different gap between the sample size and the whole population is not too larger. So the last one, the last recommendation is then try to investigate other factors that can affect the change in lifestyle related behavior during COVID-19 pandemic. So for this slide is about the reference. As you can see, this is my reference. That's all for me. Thank you very much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam UiTM di hatiku.